basically one night, it was winter time, I was living in the Bronx working, and I got a phone call from a very good friend of mine who, out of nowhere, started apologizing, started saying some things that I think were a bit out of character. You know, it was kind of weird for me, so I started asking him what's going on, and he had said, listen, I just really can't cope with some things anymore. I really can't deal with certain things, and I don't want to bother you with them because I'm going to take care of it. And I didn't really know what he meant, and I kept trying to keep him on the phone. And so he got to a point where he finally told me that he had swallowed a bunch of pills, a bunch of medications from different bottles, and that he felt as though that was the answer. He felt like that was his solution to not only his pain, but you know, he thought that he was doing others harm by not being the best that he could be, which was not the case at all. And I knew him for many, many years. So I just remember trying to keep him on the phone. I remember trying to get a different phone from a friend of mine in the area so I can keep him on the phone, but then call police on the other line and get them to possibly go to his house. He started to already sound a little disoriented and slurring his speech, and he started to slow his talking, so I was freaking out a little bit, and tried to rush to where he was living as fast as possible. Thankfully, the police got there, the EMTs, fire, everything, and they took him to the hospital. I remember him calling me and cursing me out. I remember him yelling at me. I remember him saying that he never wanted to speak to me again. And so it took a little bit for me to kind of get over it, but I also understood that he just may not recognize right now what's going on. I was just happy that he was still with us, so to speak. It's like with us in the sense that he didn't pass away. And so I didn't hear from him for quite a long time. I would say our friendship, I didn't hear from him for months. And so when he did finally reach out, it was interesting because I didn't know where the conversation was going to go, but it actually had nothing to do with what occurred. And so some more time went by, and we talked and we hung out, and again, nothing was spoken about. We just never talked about it. And so fast forward, my wife and I had our first child about 9 months ago, and he came up from Long Island to Connecticut and was in the waiting room at the hospital. And I remember that was the first time and the only time in which he said something where he gave me a huge hug and he said thank you, because he wouldn't have been able to witness a birth, and he wouldn't be around for it. So he's a very, very good friend of mine, very dear friend, and I'm glad he was really mad at me. I was glad he was really mad at me for a while, because he's still around. So that's my story.